Took the picture out today, the one from my best year. Your smile was wide and real, and I was standing near, enough to touch, I couldn't bear to see it anymore. A happy frozen light in a frame that promised more beneath the sunlit sky that's gone. But I couldn't throw the frame away, the silver filigree. We bought it on a trip before our home decree of style, so I placed it back upon the shelf, a polished hollow square, a window to a nothing, to the absence hanging there so visibly. This is love's empty frame, a monument to what's not there, a beautiful shape, nothing hanging in the air of my living room. It's more honest now, this vacant gleaming space, than a photograph that used to fill it with your face. And false promise, it holds the shape of memory, the outline of the we, but the center is just dust motes for only me to see and acknowledge. This is love's empty frame, and maybe I'll leave it just like this, a reminder that some happiness is easy to dismiss with a careful hand. Sometimes I think I'll put a new picture in, of a mountain or in the sea, something neutral, beautiful, and just for me to own, but that feels like a surrender, like admitting it's just decor and not the aching silent wound it was left here for to represent. Maybe an empty frame is the perfect symbol for a love that's past, a structured, lovely boundary around a void that's vast and personal. Maybe one day I'll fill it with a picture of my own face, smiling, holding, occupying that one shared space, alone but complete. This is love's empty frame, a monument to what's not there, a beautiful shape, nothing hanging in the air of my living room. It's more honest now, this vacant gleaming space, than the photograph that used to fill it with your face. And false promise, it holds the shape of memory, the outline of the we, but the center is just dust motes for only me to see and acknowledge. This is love's empty frame, and maybe I'll leave it just like this, a reminder that some happiness is easy to dismiss with a careful hand. Empty but present, the silent silver crescent of what's missing. Love's empty frame, still glistening. It wasn't cyanide, not a dramatic, quick collapse. It was a tasteless daily droplet in my water, perhaps. On my wine, a little neglect here, a dismissive word there, a slow accumulation of not showing that you care in the ways that matter. I didn't feel the sickness at first, just a low-grade fatigue, a sense that I was always trying to meet some vague intrigue. Though your standards, my joy grew thinner, my laughter lost its swim. I was poisoning myself by trying to please you, by clinging to your approval. It was long, slow poison, and then it started with a kiss, a toxic, sweet addiction that led me to this wasted state. By the time I felt the trailers, the damage was complete. My system was corrupted from my head down to my feet. With your absence of love, the antidote is distance, but the cure is worse than the disease. It's vomiting up every memory, trying to find some ease in the emptiness. It was love so poison, and I drank it willingly, toasting to our future that I couldn't see was killing me. Now I'm in recovery, flushing out the years, sweating out the toxins of unshed lonely tears and apologies I never owed. It's a painful, slow detox, learning what clean feels like, learning how to trust my own water, my own light to sustain me. They need some loves that just toxic, a gradual, short decline. And the smartest thing you do is learn to read the sign on a bottle, but the label was in a language I thought I understood. It said love and forever. This is for your good. I was illiterate in self-preservation. It was love so poised, and ministered with the kiss, a toxic, sweet addiction that I'd been in this wasted state. By the time I felt the tremors, the damage was complete. My system was corrupted future that I couldn't see was killing me. Clean a different sea of some poison, 'cause now just a cleaned whore's love, slow poison. There was no procession, no black cars in a line, no gathering of loved ones, no preacher reading a sign from the Bible. It was just a Tuesday with a sky of neutral gray. The day they came and took your final thing away in a hatchback. I didn't wear a black dress, I wore my yoga pants and socks. I didn't throw some roses on the cardboard moving boxes as they left. I just stood at the window with a cup of cooling tea and watched the burial of what you were to me in the rear view. It was love's quiet funeral, a solitary stock affair. Just me in the empty closets and the silence in the air. So heavy, no eulogy was spoken, no hymns were sung out loud. Just a muffled practice courtesy of the moving men. A crowd of two, the casket was a shared life lowered into the past. And I was the only mourner, knowing it wouldn't last. A memory like this, love's quiet funeral, was the loneliest day I've known. The day I buried us completely alone. After they drove, I didn't break down, I didn't scream. I just vacuumed up the dust where your life had been. And then I sat in the quiet of the funeral, settled in the room, a permanent resident in the emptiness and gloom. And in me, maybe the loud dramatic ends are easier. In a way they match the inner hurricane. They give the pain a play to perform, but a quiet funeral just sits there, a fact, a simple deed, acknowledged only by the one planted with the seed of loss. It was love's quiet funeral, a solitary, stark affair. Just me in the empty closets, and the silence in the air. So heavy, no eulogy was spoken, no hymns were sung out loud. Just the muffled practice, courtesy of the moving men. A crowd of two, the casket was a shared life, lowered into the past. And I was the only mourner, and it wouldn't last. A memory like this love's quiet funeral was the loneliest day I've known. The day I buried us completely alone. Amen. The end. No flowers to send. Love's quiet funeral. My only friend. I feel him in the morning when I'm pouring just one cup. A presence by the stovetop where he'd always stand right up and stretch. I hear the phantom clatter of a second plate being set, an echo of a lifetime of a sun not risen yet. He's in the way the sunlight hits the empty second chair. He's in the silence where his morning grumbles used to fill the air. With a life I'll be scrambling eggs and feel him looking over my shoulder. A critic, a companion as the morning grows older and lonelier. There's a ghost in our kitchen, and he wears your own robe. He drifts between the cabinets, this silent spectral globe. A memory doesn't speak, it just observes a leftover piece of we are haunting of the only me to see. Feel he's the most stubborn ghost because he lives in daily ride, in the smell of toast, in the turn on of the light. Each dawn there's a ghost in our kitchen, and I can't seem to make him leave. He's tied to the coffee grounds, to the sea of our shared life. Sometimes I talk to him, I'll say the weather's turning cold, and for a second it's not sad, it's just a story told to a listener. But then the silence rushes back and deeper than before, and I'm just a woman talking to a closed old door of a love that left. Maybe houses hold the memories in their walls, the floors, the sinks. Maybe grief is just the ghost of all the daily links that formed a chain, and the kitchen is the strongest link of all the heart of home. So the ghost there is the last one, refusing ever to roam or find peace. There's a ghost in our kitchen, and he wears your own robe. He drifts between the cabinets, this silent spectral speak, he just observes a leftover piece that we are haunting of the only me to see and feel. He's the most stubborn ghost because he lives in daily right, in the smell of toast and the turn on of the light. Each dawn there's a ghost in our kitchen, and I can't seem to make him leave. He's tied to the coffee grounds, to the sea of our shared life. Maybe I'll move, or maybe I'll prove that ghosts fade when you stop feeding them. The ghost in our kitchen and my requiem. We had our own vernacular, a shorthand spoken code, a raised brow man, let's leave this place. A certain touch meant road. Trip ahead, we could have all conversations in the space between the words. The most fluent I have ever been with anyone. The birds had nothing on us. We built it over years, from slang to poetry, from past assault to whisper sonnets, just for you and me. To understand it was a living, breathing thing, it grew with every fight. It softened with each I'm sorry in the middle of the night of making up. But love was a language, and now I'm the last one left who speaks. A linguist of a dead tongue on a lonely mountain peak of memory. All my references are useless, all my inside jokes fall flat. I'm speaking in a dialect that no one knows, and that is the loneliest sound. I try to translate for myself, to write a dictionary of what each glance, each sigh once meant. But it's secondary, and sad love was a language, and you took the mother tongue. Now I'm mute in a world where I'm supposed to be young. I'm talking, I'm trying to learn a new one, to conjugate new verbs, like heal and stand and hope, to overcome the nerves of speaking. But my accent is all wrong, my sentences are slow, and part of me just wants to keep the old tongue, even though it's dead. Maybe everyone invents a language with the one they love, a private country of the mind, a gift from up above, or just from time. And when the country falls, the language dies, preserved in one heart's vault, a beautiful extinct thing with no one left to fault for its passing. But love was a language, and now I'm the last one left who speaks. A linguist of a dead tongue on a lonely mountain peak of memory. All my references are useless, all my inside jokes fall flat. I'm speaking in a dialect that no one knows, and that is the loneliest sound. I try to translate for myself, to write a dictionary of what each glance, each sigh once meant. But it's secondary, and sad love was a language, and you took the mother tongue. Now I'm mute in a world where I'm supposed to be young and talking. steady harbor. In every storm I'd face a solid weighted promise in a cold and empty space of ocean. I'd drop you down and feel the chain go taut, and know that I was safe, that I was caught and held. But anchors aren't for sailing, they're for staying in one place. And after all the weathering, I long to feel the grace of motion. I tug against the line, a restless growing pool. You just sit there on the bottom, beautiful and full of stubborn weight. You were love's heavy anchor, and you kept me from the drift, but you also kept me from the open sea's great gift of discovery. I loved the safety, but I started to resent the tether, the confinement, every effort that I spent trying to move. I had to cut the chain, a brutal, lonely act to save myself from being permanently, safely cracked by stillness. You were love's heavy anchor, and I had to set myself free. Now I'm adrift on a terrifying open sea, but it's mine. I see you sometimes on the shoreline, a distance I'll expect, and part of me still misses the safety of your deck. And you're holding, but the wind is in my sails now for the first time in so long. And even though the journey's scary, even though the waves are strong, I'm moving. Maybe some people are meant to be anchors, steady, deep and true, and others are the sailors needing skies of changing blue and horizons. And when an anchor loves a sailor, one must change or break. The sailor has to leave for both their sakes and their souls. You were love's heavy anchor, and you kept me from the drift, but you also kept me from the open sea's great gift of discovery. I love the safety, but I started to resent the tether, the confinement, every effort that I spent trying to move. I had to cut the chain, a brutal, lonely act to save myself from being permanently, safely cracked by stillness. You were love's heavy anchor, and I had to set myself free. Now I'm adrift on a terrified open sea, but it's mine. On the ocean floor, I'm sailing for a different shore. Love's heavy anchor released my peace and and the world was all pretend. The trees were budding promises I couldn't comprehend. The frost inside the daffodils were pushing through the fog, cruel and cheerful audience to the ending that I saw in your suitcase. Now every spring is haunted by the scent of wet black earth and the painful green rebirth that highlights my own dearth of joy. The robins on the lawn are singing someone else's song. Everything feels desperate and everything feels wrong and too bright. It's the season you left that becomes back every year, a calendar of grief that's perfectly, punctually clear. And it's time in the blossoms, while just memories in pink and white. The warm air is just the ghost of you holding me tight. But letting go, I try to love the sunshine, try to plant my own new seed, but my hands still feel the emptiness of every single need you walked away from. It's the season you left. Can be to see that I must bear a beautiful, cruel reminder that you're no longer there to see it with me. Maybe 1 year I'll wake up and the ache will be a sigh, and I'll see the spring is mine beneath the neutral sky of my own making. But for now, the season is a tomb where our love is laid to rest, and I'm just the solitary keeper of the nest that's empty. They say time heals, that seasons turn, and pain will fade away. But some pains get recycled with the turning of the day into April. Maybe the wounded season, oh, it blooms when the world dies of perennial sorrow, just because it's the season you left. It's the season you left, and it comes back every year. A calendar of grief that's perfectly, punctually cleared. It's haunting of blossoms or just memories in pink and white. The warm air is just the ghost of you holding me tight. Then letting go, I try to love the sunshine, try to plant my own new seed, but my hands still feel the emptiness of every single leaf you walked away from. It's the season you left, and it's the season I must bear a beautiful, cruel reminder that season you left in early spring, spring again. The season you. It was a simple question. How was your day? Send it to a tiny digital hello from me to you. Across the miles I saw the little deliver. Turn to read, and then I watched my hope begin to quietly bleed out in real time. Tick by, became a day, then two, then more. That little blue check mark a permanent silent war. And on my screen I crafted explanations. Busy, signal, phone is dead. Anything but the truth that was filling me with dread. In my gut, you left me on red, the most modern of goodbyes. No slam door, no tears in eyes, just the evidence that lies in scene receipts. It's a passive-aggressive, cowardly, clean-cut, and a message that you don't have the decency to send. A real one. You turn my words to ghosts trapped in a digital thread, a monument to everything you never said out loud. That's the story of our close, not with a period, but with a ghost of a notification. I still have the screenshots, the whole sad shrinking chain. From good morning, beautiful, to this lingering silent pain of being ignored. It's a museum of our fate, a graph of our decline, the most efficient way to say you're no longer mine, or even worth my thumb's effort. Maybe it's a mercy, this quiet, painless ever, better than a cruel text that lives in your mind forever. But it feels like being erased, like being made so small that you're not even worth a sorry. This isn't working call. Our period just left. You left me on red, the most modern of goodbyes. No slam door, no tears in eyes, just the evidence that lies in scene receipts. It's a passive-aggressive, cowardly, clean-cut, and a message that you don't have the decency to send. A real one. You turn my words to ghosts trapped in a digital thread, a monument to everything you never said out loud. You left me on red, and that's the story of our close, not with a period, but with a ghost of a notification. Delivered, seen the space in between is where our love died unseen, left on red. It was a Thursday, I think, or maybe a Wednesday night, and I Everything was sparkling, nothing was particularly bright or warning. We had pasta for dinner, we watched a forgettable show. We bickered about the thermostat, a gentle normal low. Great annoyance. You kissed me goodnight, a peck, not a promise on my cheek. We fell asleep back to back in the middle of the week of our lives. There was no orchestra, no sense of finality, just the mundane, lovely, boring, beautiful, ordinary of us. That was our last normal day, and I didn't even know to memorize the pasta sauce, the way the TVs glow. Lit your face, I didn't know to hold the bickering like a precious gem. The last of its kind, the final quiet stem of our everyday. The next day the crack appeared and then the slow collapse. But that Thursday sits in my mind, perhaps the heaviest, our last normal day is a museum piece behind glass. A perfect, simple moment that was too fragile to last. Because we were, now I'd give anything for a normal day. A boring fight for the right to be annoyed with you in the soft, forgiving light of a shared life. But normal is gone, it broke with that last unremarkable night and left me with the spectacular, the painful, and the bright ache of missing. Maybe heaven is just a string of last normal days, endless and serene. Maybe hell is knowing you had it and didn't know what it could mean to lose. And maybe the greatest love is hidden in the unremarkable, the plain, and you will only see its outline when it starts to rain. For good, that was our last normal day, and I didn't even know to memorize the pasta sauce, the way the TVs glow. Lit your face, I didn't know to hold the bickering like a precious gem. The last of its kind, the final quiet stem of our everyday. The next day the crack appeared and then the slow collapse. But that Thursday sits in my mind, perhaps the heaviest, our last normal day is a museum piece behind glass. A perfect, simple moment that was too fragile to last. Because that was our last normal day, and I didn't even know to memorize the pasta sauce, the way the TVs glow. Lit your face, I didn't know to hold the bickering like a precious gem. The last of its kind, the final quiet stem of our everyday. The next day the crack appeared and then the slow collapse. But that Thursday or Wednesday sits in my mind, perhaps. The red flags were just banners, flying proud and high. I call them passion, call them fire, painting over every lie. With hope the empty promises were just sweet future songs I filled in all the missing notes where the melody was wrong and off key. The inconsistent warmth was just a fascinating changing sky. I made a study of your clouds, learned every reason why you'd be cold. I built a whole religion from the crumbs you'd offer it love and call it fate, for all the world to see and envy. And it's my fault for believing, for painting gold on rust, for handing you my innocence, for building on your dust a castle. It's my fault for seeing permanence and shifting sand, for trying to hold the ocean with my own two foolish hands, and thinking I could. I wrap my heart in your potential, not the man you were. And now the pain I feel is just a dull and steady blur of my own making. It's my fault for believing the story that I told. Now I'm out in the cold, and I'm not even old enough to know better. Now the banners are just tattered cloth, the songs are silent dead. The clouds have all dispersed, and every hopeful word you said is just an echo. And I'm left with the architect's plans for a dream that fell, and no one to blame but the one who couldn't tell. Maybe believing is a gift, even when it leads to pain. Maybe a heart that trusts too easy will someday love again with wiser eyes. But for now the fault line runs right through my chest, a crack from the earthquake of putting my own heart to the test and losing. And it's my fault for believing, for painting gold on rust, for handing you my innocence, for building on your dust a castle. It's my fault for seeing permanence and shifting sand, for trying to hold the ocean with my own two foolish hands, and thinking I could. I wrap my heart in your potential, not the man you were. And now the pain I feel is just a dull and steady blur of my own making. It's my fault for believing the story that I told. Now I'm out in the cold, and I'm not even old enough to know better. I could have it all. The artist captured us in oils, in that golden summer light. My head upon your shoulder, everything so right. And frame that hung above the fireplace, the center of our home, a testament to how far we had come to roam together. But after you were gone, I couldn't bear the daily sight of that happy frozen couple in the fading evening light. A mockery, so I took it down and bought some brushes and some gray, determined to paint over us, to cover up that day. And all its promise I'm painting over the portrait, stroke by heavy covering, stroke turning our smiles to a blur, our love into a smoky joke. On canvas the gray is cool and neutral, a modern clean disguise for the vibrant living colors that were shining in our eyes back then. But paint is thin and memory is thick, and sometimes I can see the outline of your jawline staring back at me. Through the gray I'm painting over the portrait, but the ghosts of us remain, a pentimento of pleasure and of pain. Maybe I should have just destroyed it, slashed it with a knife, but this feels like a quieter, more dignified end of life. For what we were, this methodical covering, this slow and steady erase matches the gradual vanishing of you from this place and from my heart. Maybe all old loves are like this, paintings we try to hide with the neutral colors of our new, more cautious pride and survival. But the underimage always lingers, a whisper in the grain, a beautiful sad secret that the surface can't explain or contain. I'm painting over the portrait, stroke by heavy covering, stroke turning our smiles to a blur, our love into a smoky joke. On canvas the gray is cool and neutral, a modern clean disguise for the vibrant living colors that were shining in our eyes back then. But paint is thin and memory is thick, and sometimes I can see the outline of your jawline staring back at me. Through the gray I'm painting over the portrait, but the ghosts of us remain, a pentimento of pleasure and of pain. One more coat, a heavy note. The portrait is now a ghost in gray, painted over today. We were all soft curves once, gentle slopes and warming lines. Your hand would fit in mine, like we designed the signs of affection. But slowly, imperceptibly, the angles grew acute. The compliments turned criticisms absolute, and cutting. A joke became a jab, a silence became a blade. Every conversation was a risky barricade to navigate. We'd hug and feel each other's elbows sharp and bone, where there was once just comfort and a place called home in each other's arms. These are love's sharp edges where the sweetness used to be, points of contact that now draw blood from you and me. When we touch, we're a sculpture made of broken glass and spite, beautiful from a distance, dangerous in the light. Of day we can't hold each other without coming away scarred. Every word a potential weapon, every glance too hard. And assessing these are love sharp edges, and we're dancing on the rim. The music's getting slower, and the chances are getting slim that we'll make it out intact. We'll have to fall or jump or just step back from the precarious ledge of this love's heart attack in motion. And when we do, the shattering will be spectacular and loud. A million glittering sharp pieces and a lonely final cloud of dust. Maybe some loves are meant to be smooth, maybe their beauty is their break, maybe the letting go before you bleed out. Maybe the sharp edges are a warning, a sign to cease to look for a love that's a sanctuary, a soft release from the world's own edges. These are love sharp edges where the sweetness used to be points of contact that now draw blood from you and me. When we touch, we're a sculpture made of broken glass inspired. Got them on a day in a dusty roadside shop, two matching simple hearts that we swore we'd never stop. Wearing proud mine unmerced, yours on your own, permanent stupid crown. A badge of our own folly, of the mess we were in, and cobble. For years I traced the lines, the black notes in the blue, a map to that afternoon, to me and you. And permanence, but your skin has seen more sun. Or maybe you had it erased, a story I heard later with my heart being paced by shock. Mine's just love's faded tattoo, a glory bluish stain, a ghost of a commitment that caused so much pain. In the end, it's a reminder of a promise that our skin outlasted, of a future that was never, ever truly blasted. And so be, and I could have it covered up a part of my skin story, a relic of a younger, braver, less sorry version of me. Sometimes strangers ask me, what does that mean? They'll say, and I just smile and shrug. It's from a different day, and change the subject. It doesn't hurt anymore. It's just a fact, a mark, a footnote on the manuscript, a tiny faded arc of history. Maybe the fading is the point, the softening of the line, proof that even things we swear are forever given time lose their edge. Maybe it's better as a blur, a suggestion of a shape, than a sharp and painful reminder of a great escape that left a scar. Down to a blurry bluish state, a ghost of a commitment that cost so much pain. In the end, it's a reminder of a promise that our skin outlasted, of a future that was never, ever truly bad. It's a part of my skin story, a relic of a younger, braver, less sorry version of me. Fading, fading, but integrated. Kept it alive for so long, blowing on the cold, feeding it with maybes, with the fragments of my soul that remembered every text, every chance encounter was a little piece of wood to stoke the fire, to believe that maybe you could come back. I'd cup my hands around it, protecting it from truth, from the icy winds of logic, from the absence of your youth. In my life it was a tiny, stubborn, orange, persistent glow, the last light in the cabin of my heart, you know, the only warmth. But my hope is a dying ember, cooling into ash with and letting it go out feels like the original sin. Against myself, my hope, a dying ember, and watching it turn gray. The coldest part of night is right before the day. They say, but what if the day is just more gray? Ashes slip it out, this ash, this final dusty proof, and let the cold in fully, let it touch the roof of my being. But there's a comfort in its fading, in its lack of heat, a peace in not expecting and admitting my defeat. By the time maybe hope has to die completely before a new one can be born. Maybe you have to sit in the darkness, utterly forlorn and empty, before you can gather different wood and build a different fire, one that's just for you, one that matches your own true desire, and not a memory. But my hope is a dying ember, cooling into ash with every day you don't call, with every silent crash of reality. It's not a blaze anymore, not even a decent flame, just a faint red memory, a whisper of your name in the dark. I'm too tired now to blow on it, my breath is running thin, and letting it go out feels like the original sin. Against myself, my hope, a dying ember, and I'm watching it turn gray. The coldest part of night is right before the day. They say, but what if the day is just more gray? Ashes, cold, a story told. My hope, dying ember, grows old. You're not even here to hear it, you've already left the stage. But I'm standing in the spotlight on this empty final page of our script. This isn't for you, this is for the part of me that needs to say the words aloud, that needs to finally see the ending. I talk about the kindness before it turned to spite. I talk about the long, slow fading of the light in your eyes. I list my grievances, I list my gratitude. I talk about my shattered, changed and lonely attitude toward love. This is my final monologue, my closing argument, a speech to the empty theater where all my love was spent and wasted. I'm the star, the writer and the audience tonight, and I will get the ending painfully, perfectly right. For me, no more rewriting for your comfort, no more editing my pain. These are the raw and ragged facts that will forever remain in my history. This is my final monologue, and when the last word's said, I'll take a bow for no one and leave you for dead in my past. might even crack, but I will power through the silence. I will not turn back before it's done. This is the exorcism. This is the letting go. This is me reclaiming every part of me you'll never know again. Maybe every heartbreak needs a finale, a performing formal close. Not a whimper in the darkness, but a verse that boldly goes into the quiet after. Maybe by speaking it to the air, I give it form and sense, and turn the messy ache and loss into a recompense of clarity. This is my final monologue, my closing argument, a speech to the empty theater where all my love was spent and wasted. I'm the star, the writer, and the audience tonight, and I will get the ending painfully, perfectly right. For me, no more rewriting, for your comfort, no more editing my pain. These are the raw and ragged facts that will forever remain in my history. This is my final monologue, and when the last word's said, I'll take a bow for no one and leave you for dead in my past. Curtain, certain, my final monologue is the end of the fog, the end. You planted seeds of doubt with a careful, casual hand. Are you sure you should wear that? Or I don't understand. You dream you'd water them with silence when I needed words of praise, and let the weeds of my insecurity grow for days and weeks. You intended that sad garden, nurturing every fear, until the landscape of my confidence was no longer clear. Or mine, I was so busy trying to please you, to make the blossoms grow. I didn't see the harvest you were planting all along the low and cruel yield. And this is the hurt you harvested from the field you sowed in me, a bumper crop of sorrow for the world and you to see, and discard. You reaped my tenderness, you bundled up my trust, and left me with the barren dirt, the inevitable dust of my spirit. You didn't want the flowers, you wanted the control, the power that comes from owning a fragile, willing soul and its output. This is the hurt you harvested, and you've moved on to a new form. I'm left with the fallout, with a permanent home, and the knowledge. Now I'm the scarecrow in my own field, ragged, worn, and standing tall, keeping birds of prey away, building up a wall of self. The soil's poison, it will take years to heal, to believe in growth again, to know what's truly real, and not your cunning. Maybe some people are fun, days of pain. They know just what to grow to feed their need for power, to watch a bright heart go dim and doubting. And maybe my job now is to let this feel like follow, to rest, to gather strength, to feel my own words slowly return with the seasons. And this is the hurt you harvested from the field you sowed in me, a bumper crop of sorrow for the world and you to see. And discard, you reaped my tenderness, you bundled up my trust and left me with the barren dirt, the inevitable dust of my spirit. You didn't want the flowers, you wanted the control, the power that comes from owning a fragile, willing soul. And it's out, but this is the hurt you harvested, and you moved on to a new form. I'm left with the fallout, with a permanent home, and the knowledge my field, my yield, my heart will be healed without your harvest. It doesn't have a lyric, not a single structured rhyme. It plays in minor seconds, in the keeping steady time of my coals as the hum of a refrigerator in the empty kitchen night. It's the rhythm of the windshield wipers wiping clean the sight of your face in the glass. It's the bass note of my footfalls on the stairs alone, the trouble of a text alert that isn't from your phone. And never-ease, it's a symphony of mundane, baby, solitary sounds. They all get turned and twisted till the missing wraps around every note. This is the melody of missing, soundtrack for the gone. It plays on a continuous loop from dusk till dawn and back again. It's not a song you can turn off or change or delete. It's the score for the movie Sometimes I try to drown it out with noise. We've talked, we sung, but it finds a way to seep in, to prove that it belongs. In the silence underneath, it's the underscore of my entire life right now. A permanent arrangement, I've forgotten anyhow to live without it. Maybe one day we'll soften, become a background score, not the main event that hurts me, not the thing I'm fighting for. The silence, maybe it will integrate, become a part of me, the melody of who I am post you. Finally free, but still in a certain key. This is an eddy I'm missing, a soundtrack for the dawn. It plays on a continuous loop from dusk till dawn and back again. It's not a song you can turn off or change or delete. It's the score for the movie of my own defeat. Our memory, it turns a coffee maker's gurgle to a mournful longing sigh. It makes a distant siren sound, like our last goodbye. So sure. Da 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 dum, da da da, da 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 da. What's become of me? Used to get delightfully lost down streets we'd never seen. Every corner held a secret, every pocket was a green new world. The map was endless, full of restaurants to try, and hidden parks where we could watch the cloudless sprawling sky together. But now that it's just me, the city's shrunk to a few blocks, places I can go without imagining your face. The clocks stopping, I stick to my routines, my grocery store, my gym, avoiding all the neighborhoods that are still full of him and memories. Our city feels smaller now that you're not in it with me. The streets have all contracted, there's no new mystery to discover. Every coffee shop's a landmine, every movie theater's a tomb. The vibrant living city has surrendered to the gloom of our ending. I know it's just perception, the map is still the same. the sprawling all of it with you. Maybe I should move away, get a fresh blank slate to roam, but that feels like letting you in, like abandoning my home to a ghost. So I stay and I slowly, painfully reclaim a street or two, building new memories that have nothing to do with us. Maybe a city is just a container for the love you feel inside. When the love goes, the walls feel closer, the avenues feel wide with emptiness. Maybe one day I'll wake up and the city will expand, and I'll get lost again with my own steady hand on the wheel. Our city feels smaller now that you're not in it with me. The streets have all contracted, there's no new mystery to discover. Every coffee shop's a landmine, every movie theater's a tomb. The vibrant living city has surrendered to the gloom of our ending. I know it's just perception, the map is still the same, but my heart has drawn a border and it whispers your name on every street sign. Our city feels smaller because my world got so small when you left. You took the horizon, you took the sprawling all of it with you. One block at a time, making it mine. Our city feels smaller, but I am in the design. We were walking in the snowfall, mitten hand in mitten hand, a perfect quiet picture in the wide and drifting land of evening. You were telling me a story, and I laughed and squeezed your fingers tight. A silent I am here in the fading winter light, I promise. But then your story trailed off, and your grip went slack and loose, and suddenly but slowly, like you had cooked up some excuse. In your mind my hand held on for 3 more steps, feeling the emptiness grow before I had to let you go, before I had to know what was coming. Your hand let go first, it's the detail I can't forget, the tiny physical betrayal that I haven't processed yet. And daily it wasn't a fight, it wasn't even a word said, just a fingers going dead in the warmth where mine would have fled. With love my head still clinging, felt the chill rush in between. The most eloquent good lies are often silent, often clean, brutal. Your hand let go first, and mine just had to fall. The smallest, coldest ending of them all. Now when anyone holds my hand, how we confident to let go, testing, expecting a release, the eventual quiet no. In that touch I can't lose myself in the holding, can't believe in the grasp, because I learned that even warmth and pressure cannot last if one person decides. Maybe all endings start with a letting go, a subtle small release, a micro movement that signals the cease of connection. Maybe my hand should have let go first. Maybe I'd feel less the fool, but I was the one still believing in together. Your hand left so first. That's the detail I can't forget. The tiny physical betrayal that I held in process. The end completely. It wasn't a fight. It wasn't even a word said. Just your fingers going dead. Smallest, coldest ending of them all. Let go. Snow alone, your hand, let go. Since you were my navigator, you held the folded plan. You knew the turns of back roads since this whole thing began. With you I was a passenger, trusting, looking at the view, content to leave the routing the whole way through to you. You'd point out little landmarks, we'll come back here someday. You chart our course for weekends, you always knew the way. To joy I never learned the routes myself, I just knew home was where you were driving us into the sunset of our future. But you took the map when you left, every route, every street, leaving me stranded in a town that's now incomplete and foreign. I don't know how to get to our favorite beach from here. I don't know the back way home that conquers fear of traffic. You took the legend, the compass, the whole damn chart, and led me with a destination and a hollow breaking heart, but no directions. You took the map, and now I'm truly lost, paying for the trust that all has a cost. Now I buy a new map when it's just for me, and the roads are just lines with no shared history. To color them I get lost on purpose sometimes, just to feel the scare of not knowing, of being the only one there. Responsible is slow, and it's scary learning north from south alone, with no no co-pilot's voice with no familiar tone to guide me. Maybe I was never lost when I was with you. Maybe I was found, but in a country that would vanish when you weren't around to name it. Now the territory is mine, uncharted, wild and vast, and the map I'm drawing now is the one that will last for my own lifetime. But you took the map when you left, every route, every street, leaving me stranded in a town that's now incomplete and foreign. I don't know how to get to our favorite beach from here. I don't know the back way home that conquers fear of traffic. You took the legend, the compass, the whole damn chart, and left me with a destination and a hollow breaking heart, but no directions. You took the map, and now I'm truly lost, paying for the trust that all